Alrighty, team. So, as you guys noticed, a couple of days ago, I released, or I did first of all, I did a live stream testing out, just for fun, Demon Bolt. Seeing how high of a crit or how high of an amount of damage that we can get from that one and only given spell and ability in the Warlock toolkit. I released a testing video. I got both, I got positive feedback, but the people that left positive feedback on the forums and such, for those of you tuning in, I do post on Warlock forums at the World of Warcraft forums. I do post on those, and I'm gonna try to keep I'll be lurking around on the Warlock forums for those of you that tune in. So come throw me a hi or what's up whenever you want. But I got positive feedback from people on the forums and all that type of stuff, but none of you guys left likes on the video. Well, 3 of you did. But the people that disliked the video didn't leave me any feedback to why they hated it. But anyways, it wasn't meant to be a guide. It was meant to showcase me testing out a new spec, if you will. It wasn't really anything to do with the Demonology spec. Yes, of course it does have to do with the Demonology spec because it's Demonology. However, it was just simply how high of a crit and how high of damage that we can get from Demon Bolt. Can we one-shot people with Demon Bolt? That's what I was going for. It's feasible. It's easily doable. I'm gonna do one more test on here on the target dummy behind me before we end off this video. But I want to give you guys my conclusion and basically everything that I've kind of learned about this spec. Number one, it's this spec is utterly useless. I came in high hopes thinking, you know what? I'm a Warlock. I'm ranged. I can go into some epic battlegrounds. I can go into some random battlegrounds. I can go into some like war PvP. I can even go into some arenas. Low rated arenas for sure. And hopefully just be able to sit back, relax, and cast. Well, boy, was I wrong. One stun and the whole shit is ruined. There's so much that goes into having to get that high amount of Demon Bolt damage that it just sucked so bad. I got some great kills, but it was just so annoying. I got great kills because no one decided to attack me, and I legit was able to just sit back, relax, and cast, but you're not in rated content. Come on, fam. Itachi, you're not going to be able to do that. So, basically, what this spec involves, of course, main stat is going to be versatility. Stack as much versatility as you want. If you guys haven't checked it out already, go ahead and check out our actual Demonology Warlock guide for patch 9.0.2. We take everything from there, as well as our Soulbinds, Covenants, Legendaries, and other guides that we've released on Warlocks. But for those of you that don't know me, that's where I suggest you go to get a little bit of a backstory on how I play Demonology. But moving on from there, you're going to stack as much versatility as you can from gems, enchants, and consumables, all that type of stuff. You're going to stack as much versatility as you can. What else was there? For the, of course, as you can see, for the Covenant, you were going to go Necrolord. For the whatchamacallit, let's go ahead and pull up this little note here in the back. For the Covenant, you were going to go Necrolord. For a conduit of choice, I was messing around with both Fatal Decimation as well as the Dreadstalker conduit. I've decided to go ahead and just stick with the Fatal Decimation conduit. They're both kind of equal when it came to damage. Legendary wise, Bale Spider, of course, easy claps. And then when it came to talents, the changes from my main spec were Dread Lash, From the Shadows, and Sacrifice Souls. And then, of course, from PvP, Pleasure Through Pain, and Master Summoner. Let's go ahead and pull up these. So, Dread Lash, it was just, I usually go Bioscourge Bombers, for those of you that don't know. Yes, the traditional spec is Demonic Strength, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to stay with this. Dread Lash, just because I'm going from the Shadows. From the Shadows is an increase of Shadow Flame damage by 20%, so extra damage to my Decimating Bolt. And because these are 2 AoE abilities, and I just wanted to go Dread Lash just to go ahead and buff up my Dreadstalkers a little bit even more, and my Dreadstalkers buffing up my Demon Bolt. Demon Skin, enough said about that. Mortal Coil, enough said about that. Power Siphon and Inner Demons. Power Siphon was a must-have. Otherwise, I would have gotten Demonic Calling for the extra Dreadstalker buffs, but the Power Siphon's a must-have. Otherwise, it doesn't work at all. You need those instant cast Decimating Bolts when you can proc everything on the snap of your freaking fingertips. Inner Demons, of course, I need those as many imps as possible as well, but I also need those imps guaranteed for the Power Siphon. And of course, Sacrifice Souls, it increases damage per demon you have out to Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt. Pleasure Through Pain to increase Demon Bolt's damage. But because of this, you don't have a Felguard or a Wrathguard, and oh, is that just so kill as a Demonology Warlock. It is so bad to have a Succubus out. So this, it helps a lot, but it really doesn't. Call Observer for Sacrifice Souls. I got rid of Fellward for Succubus, and then of course Master Summoner to make the rotation easier, and of course from the shadows, Dreadlash, all that type of stuff. So this was the this was everything that I put together that was able to give me the highest amount of damage on my Demon Bolt. And just to give you a heads up why it's not worth it. It requires 4 Shadow Bolt casts. It requires tons of demons. It requires you to have your Tyrant out to keep all those demons out a little bit longer. It requires you to Decimating Bolt. It requires you to make sure you're keeping that Shadow Bolt buff uptime. And then it requires you to use those Dreadstalkers at a specific time frame to where you're right before about to start casting a bunch of Demon Bolts, to where if any stun, any CC, or let's say you are clapping the freaking enemy's cheeks so hard, this happens so much by the way, that they're running away, we're not very mobile, are we? So guess what? Anything will absolutely destroy the rotation. And in PvP, you really just don't have rotations. You have your class toolkit to be able to be utilized in different situations, where this spec is simply just going for a high Demon Bolt. And you actually have to have some sort of a rotation to be able to get that high Demon Bolt. So it just didn't work. It just did not work, team. However, not enough rambling on. Let's just go ahead, end this one off. Let's go ahead and see what we can pull off here as one last Demon Bolt attempt. And we're going to be putting this spec to rest. We're going to be we're going to go back to our regular Demonology spec. So stay tuned. If you have questions on that, post down below. And then, of course, we're also going to go ahead and start getting our rating up in arenas and battlegrounds. So let's give this a go. Let's go ahead and triple stack our imps as much as possible. I'm going to go through 3 full rotate. This is technically what you have to do to get this. What you're seeing now is technically what you need to do to get these the max Demon Bolts. So yeah, just giving you a heads up. It's a little bit too much work. A lot more work than I thought. Go. This is going to be the last Demon Bolt. Passive. Alright, let's see what we pulled off there. So, Demon Bolts, we got a 24k. We averaged 8k on the normal hits. We got 124k crit and minimum of 4k, max of 11k. Yeah, I mean, we're able to hit 25k crits on Demon Bolts, but look at how much you have to do to get that crit. Play my regular spec, those guys would be dead by now. But it's nice and fun to be able to see 25k crit Demon Bolts, but nonetheless, it's just not gonna work. again, we will be testing out in the future more things that we can go ahead and have some fun with. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please post down below if you have any questions or suggestions on anything. Let me know what type of content you guys want to see in the future. And again, stay tuned for those of you that like PvP content. Again, I try to do 2 days a week on PvP, 2 days a week on PvE, and of course, one of those days is usually like Torghast and all that type of stuff. But until next time, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It's going to be a fresh week tomorrow. Sadly, about this week, we didn't get to do too much like actual endgame content because I've been kind of away. And there was also a lot of testing and stuff getting involved, but and taking most of the time up. But until then, thank you all very much for tuning in tonight, and thank you all very much for tuning into this video. Peace out, everybody, and have a wonderful day.